Hey Cancer, welcome to your weekly forecast for January 10th through the 16th. This is going to be for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Now I am setting my intention to focus on the 10th through the 16th because I do weekly readings on my channel. However, you might stumble upon this video outside of that date, and that's totally fine. You're going to find it whenever the messages are meant for you, okay? Keep in mind this is a general reading for the Cancer Collective. Therefore, not every single message is going to resonate, and that's okay. But you're going to take the ones that do and leave the ones that don't. Alrighty, my darlings, let's connect and see what messages are coming up for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I do want to apologize to you guys. Last week, the weekly forecasts, my poor water signs, you guys got kind of cut short. So we're going to try to go a little longer. In this week's reading, I had to rush to catch a plane. I didn't want to miss my flight, and my poor water signs got kind of short readings, but we'll try to make up for it this week. The first card that's coming up here is the Five of Wands. I was going to say Five of Swords. It's the Five of Wands here. So this is coming up as the very first card. This is a card that sometimes people get nervous when they see, because it can indicate that there's conflict or arguments or fighting or competitiveness, but it's not necessarily a bad thing depending on the situation. And I feel that this is going to be for you guys something that Spirit is saying. When this happens, try to take this as a compliment or as a reassurance. I know that might sound weird, but the vibe that I'm feeling in the Five of Wands for Cancer, the way that it's coming up for you guys, is I feel like you're doing really good right now. And I feel like you're getting more attention, or people are noticing that you are brighter, or that you're coming up, or that you're making progress in your life, or in a work situation that you're doing really well. There's positive attention on you right now. And there are some people that feel very threatened by that, because they see the universe is very limited. They think that, well, if Cancer gets a chance or an opportunity, then there's not going to be any chances or opportunities for me. So you might have people that are coming in and trying to make it seem like you don't know what you're doing, or you're making all these mistakes and you're just terrible, right? They might be coming in and they might be trying to like put you down and put themselves up. This can be very hurtful, right? Especially when you're not even doing anything to anybody. But in a weird way, you have to take this as a compliment, that I must be doing something right. You know, this person feels threatened by me or intimidated by me, and that's why they're behaving in this way. So I must be doing a good thing. I must be doing something right. Also, if you are a self-employed person, Five of Wands is wonderful, because it means that you're making a name for yourself and you're being seen as a competitor in whatever it is that you're doing. Okay, I feel this also applies to those of you who have been taking to social media, or doing podcasts, or blogs, or a YouTube channel, or Instagram pages, or whatever you may have been doing around a specific topic or subject, or yourself as a public figure in some way. You're beginning to gain this traction. You're beginning to gain this momentum, and you're someone that people have heard of, right? And so I feel like you're making a name for yourself when the Five of Wands is coming up, and other people that are in the same kind of subject matter or type of content, they're starting to notice you. Like, oh, you know, who's this creator here? Who's this influencer here, right? Or if you're doing something in terms of a business, you know, who's this baker over here? Who's this, you know, musician over here? Who's this, you know, tarot reader over here? So I feel like you're beginning to make a name for yourself, okay? I have had a lot of people come to me with readings who are tarot readers, who were wanting to start YouTube channels or who had just started YouTube channels. And I'm not going to call anybody out. I'm not going to give any names. And in the beginning, a couple of years ago, nobody knew who they were. But I guarantee you that if I told you those names right now, you'd be like, oh yeah, I've seen that person's tarot readings, or I like that reader. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a come up in this way, where it's going from where people don't know who you are to where it's like, oh yeah, I've heard of that business. I've heard of that person. So I feel like you're making a name for yourself. And in that process, you're going to have people who are putting you down. That's what I'm feeling with the Five of Wands. Five of Wands is competition, but I feel it's like somebody's putting you down and raising themselves up. And Spirit is telling me that for some of you, this is like a lifelong thing. Your family may have dealt with you that way. You may have had really competitive siblings, or you may have had a narcissistic parent who was like, oh, your accomplishments, psh, whatever. Oh, you don't even know. When I was your age, I did so much better than you. When I was your age, I did so much more than you. You're just lucky. You only have what you have because of me. You may have had that kind of upbringing. You may have had siblings who put you down and were like, well, I'm better and look at me and la 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 la. And like now I feel like you're dealing with people who are doing that. And this is in a way repeating, Cancer, for you to realize that these people are coming out of their insecurity. You don't deserve this treatment. You don't deserve this behavior. And you need to be proud of yourself and know that they're doing it because I'm shining right now. And you need to be proud of yourself for shining. The next card that's coming up here for you, my dears, is the King of Swords. Okay, now this can be air sign energy, and traditionally in tarot, the court cards are seen as people coming into a situation or an aspect of yourself, especially if you have an air sign placement. Air signs are going to be Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Now, those of you who watch my readings, in the weekly forecasts, I want to focus on you. I don't want to make it about other people. I don't want to make it about other relationships. I do my love readings separate on this channel. So in this way and in this aspect, King of Swords is coming up in terms of characteristics, strategies, and ways of approaching situations. Okay, there is a competition here. And I feel like the King of Swords is coming up to say, Cancer, that you have an opportunity to use this to your advantage and to use this as a time to be seen and to shine. And it might be by keeping separate from it. You may be in a very competitive workplace, and you may be in a workplace that unfortunately does things to make the employees feel insecure so that they do compete with one another. They like it, right? They're like, oh yeah, people are all feeling insecure, so they're all trying to outdo each other, and we benefit because they're all competing with each other to be the best. And so we're getting better work out of everybody, and we're benefiting as the employer. So some of you might be in a work environment where this is actually instigated. They might do things that are instigating these rivalries and these competitions. But you're being watched. Make no mistake about it, you are being watched. And the King of Swords comes up to say that this is someone who's looking at the situation in a very logical way. You're not taking it personally. You're understanding why they're behaving that way, and you're seeing how to use it to your advantage. So when the King of Swords is coming up, I feel like Spirit is encouraging you to detach from the situation emotionally. Look at it logically. There's a win-win solution in this. There's an opportunity for you to come out as the leader simply by not engaging in the fighting, simply by not becoming emotional about the situation, but the way in which you're carrying yourself, the way with which you're dealing with it, you're arising as the leader. You're standing out as someone that has management potential, someone who has organization skills, someone who is mature, someone who's not gonna fall into the riffraff and the fighting and the competing and the bickering. In terms of self-employment and business, the King of Swords can indicate that this is going to be an excellent time for you to get your legal matters in order around your business. So this could be a good time to meet with an attorney and figure out what are some things you need to have to protect you in your business. It might be a good time to look into, like, if you're working with clients, for example, like a waiver that you might have them sign, or a non-disclosure agreement, or an arbitration agreement, or things of this nature, or looking into an official LLC or corporation, or looking into, how can we say, like zoning or permits or things like that. I do feel that some of you who have been doing things in terms of self-employment are coming to the point where you're actually needing a location, whether it's a brick and mortar location or some kind of a warehouse or some kind of like an official shipping department. Maybe you were doing it out of your place for a while or out of your kitchen or whatever, and now it's getting to the point where you're like, I can't. I need an official space. I need a designated space for this. And so some of you might be looking around agreements and negotiating, around getting stuff like that set up. Okay. But the King of Swords is the master of negotiation, the master of finding the win-win situation and figuring out how to get ahead in a situation and not be clouded by emotions, not allowing their emotions to cloud their thinking. And this is the energy that you have the ability right now to tap into. These are characteristics right now that you have the ability to kind of like harness here. The next card that's coming up for you guys is the King of Wands. Now we have these two kings coming in side by side. This could indicate rivalries occurring with an air sign and a fire sign person. There may be more than one person that is competing with you. So air signs can be Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. Fire signs would be Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. If you have air sign or fire sign placements, those aspects of you can really be coming to the surface at this time. You may be tapping into those sides of you. The King of Wands can be very creative, very ambitious. The King of Wands sees opportunities and seizes those opportunities. I feel, Cancer, as I'm looking at these cards coming in together, it's giving me a sense or a feeling of like the dark horse or the underdog. Like you're coming up out of nowhere. They didn't see you coming. But not only are they now seeing you, you're coming in and you're taking the prize. You're winning the trophy. You're winning the cup. And so I feel that to a lot of people right now, you're looking like you're some overnight success. And they feel like it's not fair. But they don't realize and they don't understand that you've been doing this a long time. You've been doing it quietly. You've been doing it persistently. You didn't just all of a sudden show up. You've been here forever. But they didn't see you until you came in for this victory. So I feel for some of you, there might be some kind of an upset. There might be a position, an opening, a promotion that everybody wants, and nobody thought you were going to go for it. And you're going for it and you're getting it. And they're like, what? Like, how did that happen? Or in a business, you might all of a sudden get a big break or get success or get a certain client that's giving you a lot of exposure. And people are like, who's this person who came up out of nowhere? And it's like, no, I didn't come up out of nowhere. I've been doing this steadily for quite some time. So I feel like that hard work is paying off. Your commitment and your persistence is paying off. And there are definitely opportunities that are coming in. Okay? The King of Wands also gives me a feeling, in a sense, that you're getting your fire back for whatever it is that you were doing. Maybe because you've been so persistent and you've been so committed for so long, you've lost your joy. And now it's like there's appreciation coming in, there's movement coming in, and you're getting your joy back, you're getting your fire back, you're getting your passion back for your work, right? Some of you might be making some changes or some shifts to balance out your work life so that you have more time for your passions, the things that inspire you, the things that excite you. And that in turn is going to link you up with the right people and right networks that are going to open more opportunities for you down the road. The next card that's coming up here for you guys is the Three of Cups. And this is confirming what I was just feeling, because I said that I felt like a lot of you were going to be pursuing these passions or these interests. And now we have Three of Cups. Now, again, I know traditionally a lot of people see Three of Cups and they immediately think engagement, birth announcement. And don't get me wrong. Those are meanings that are attached to this card. And for some of you, that can be occurring. Maybe you are, manifesting engagement. Maybe you are manifesting a baby. Maybe some of you are preparing to help someone with a baby shower or something, or preparing to be there for them as they're bringing, a child into this world. That can definitely be the case for some of you. But as I said, in the weekly forecasts, I'm not focusing on love. I'm not focusing on relationship. And the cards have many layers and deeper meanings. And the Three of Cups has the sense to it of like finding your community, finding like-minded people coming in together, and people who see things the same way, who encourage each other, who lift each other up. It's the exact opposite of the Five of Wands, right? Five of Wands is riffraff. Five of Wands is chaos, it's argument, it's bickering, it's competing, it's putting each other down. And the Three of Cups is, hey, we're all happy for each other. We encourage each other. We build each other up, right? We have this synergy. We network. We send each other business. We send each other clients. We send each other opportunities, or we're happy for our friends to meet and to mingle and to interact with each other. We're not possessive with our friendships. And so the Three of Cups is very open, very giving, very high vibrational, very supportive energy. So you're going in this direct contrast from the competition to the support, to the encouragement, to the people who are going to celebrate with you, who are going to be happy with you. So though there might be competitors in the mix, Spirit is saying do not focus on them. Keep your eyes open. Focus on the people who are stepping up, who are happy for you, who are celebrating with you, who are encouraging you, because they are there, right? You might have 5 people who are upset and want to take you down, but focus on the 3 people who are like, hey, this is great. Welcome aboard. We're so happy. We're happy to have you. We're happy to see you coming up. Focus on those people. Now, there's a really deep message that sometimes comes up for me in my readings with the Three of Cups. And those of you who watch my readings, you've heard me talk about this in the past. A lot of the times, Three of Cups will come up and, sometimes I'll get this vibe, and I'm getting the vibe from this card for you guys in this weekly forecast, where I get the vibe of healing of the mother wound or the maternal wound or the female wound. And what do I mean by this? We all kind of hear about what happens when a child doesn't have a positive father figure in their life, or, how much that can create a feeling of, like not having stability or not having security. And it's true, it's absolutely true, but we don't always talk about how it affects kids when they don't have a positive female role model in their life, or feminine role model, or they don't have a positive mother type figure, right? Maybe mom was really not around, or maybe mom was there physically, but she may have not been there for you emotionally. And there can be reasons for that. Maybe she was a single parent, or maybe the relationship was chaotic and she had to be the breadwinner, and she had to, wear a lot of hats. And there can be reasons for that. Maybe she was struggling with her own stuff. But you may have not felt safe in your childhood emotionally. Maybe the maternal figures or the female figures in your life were competitive. Maybe you grew up in a family where your aunts and your aunts or the women in your family were competitive of each other, and they tried to seem like they were better people, better mothers based on their kids. So maybe you had family members that would put you down and be like, well, my child did this and my child did that, and your child is still in this position or that position. You might have even grown up hearing that kind of criticism, and you felt like something was wrong with you, but really, like I said, it's them trying to put themselves up because they're so insecure. So you just may have felt or maybe you've just kind of had bad experiences with women in your life in general. Maybe you dealt with a lot of those mean girls, or women who were catty or competitive, or using seduction to get what they want, and then discarding you after. Whatever experiences you may have had, Three of Cups for me tells me that there's positive, healing, supportive, feminine energy coming into your life, and that this is helping you heal those old wounds and helping you to feel safe to receive. Sometimes we get stuck and we don't receive because we're not open to receive, because we feel scared to receive. Okay? So a very positive affirmation and a very powerful affirmation that I want to give to the Cancer Collective in this weekly forecast. And I encourage you to use it in the week ahead, and I encourage you to use it as many times as you want throughout your life, whenever you need it. And that is, it is safe for me to receive. I open my heart to receive fully. The more that I receive, the safer I am. And I want you to use this affirmation. Okay, it can be very helpful, very healing. And I feel like this is something that's going to bring a lot of change, positive change into your life, and a sense of peace, and a sense of self-love. We hear so much about self-love, and it's such a broad, what does that even mean? I feel like you're figuring that out for yourself, and you're feeling a lot of love for yourself, falling in love with yourself, but in a non-narcissistic way, in a healthy way. So Cancer, you've been at this a long time. It has not been an easy road, but your persistence is paying off and your rewards are coming in. Know those haters or those competitors just mean you're doing something right, and focus on the support that's coming in. Focus on the people who are happy for you. And little by little, those competitors, they fade away. You can't even hear them. They're so far off in the distance. You may want to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos. Some weeks your moon sign or rising sign might resonate more for you than your sun sign. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you if you go to calendly.com cancer.com/amethystangelite. You can schedule a private reading with me there. Don't forget to check out the love and romance readings for January. Those of you who are interested in that, that is linked in the description of the video. And don't forget to check out the 2022 12-month forecasts that I did for all the zodiac signs, and that is listed in the description of the video as well. Right? I really took my time. I did one card for each month, and I broke down 2022, and that can be helpful for a lot of you as well. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I thank you for giving me this chance to share these messages with you. I thank you for receiving. I'm wishing you all a wonderful week ahead and a happy new year. Bye, Cancer.